Hi. Welcome back to Movies Within Channel. Today, let's watch a beautiful and sentimental family movie about a dog's love and loyalty called A Dog's Journey. Bailey is a happy dog. He enjoys his blissful life with his person Ethan and his girl Hannah. Every time Ethan and his dog do the morning chores together, they end with an egg. They have their own unique game, where Ethan throws an old football and Bailey jumps on his back to catch it. They live together with Hannah's daughter-in-law, Gloria, and her little daughter, Clarity June, or CJ. Unfortunately, Hannah's son died before the baby was born. That makes Gloria very insecure, sad and bitter, and everyone around her is tiptoeing not to make her angry. She is concentrating on her life and doesn't pay very much attention to her baby daughter. One day, the baby goes into the horses' sheds alone. Bailey follows her, and when the horses get scared, the dog starts barking to protect the child and call for help. Ethan hears him and hurries to see little CJ and grab her so she won't be hurt by the scared horses. He then goes to see Gloria, and they have an argument. Inside the house, Hannah advises Gloria to keep an eye on the child. CJ is always with Hannah and prefers her over her mom, who is constantly missing or ignoring her. But Ethan and Hannah understand that it is difficult being a single mom. Commenting on Hannah's son's insurance money being set aside for CJ when she goes to college, Ethan finds a big lump on his dog's back. He takes him to the vet, and he advises that the dog stay calm and rest. When they are playing peacefully one day, Hannah hears Gloria speaking on the phone and considers moving to Chicago to be able to work. That's why Hannah offers her help to pursue her dreams by leaving the child with them on the farm. But then everything gets wrong because Gloria takes the offer as an attempt to separate her from her child and accuses Hannah and Ethan of wanting to take the insurance money for themselves. Gloria takes the baby and their baggage and leaves the farm, angry and bitter, leaving the grandparents heartbroken and missing CJ. They hope that Gloria will get in touch someday. The dog is not hungry anymore and very tired, but when he sees Hannah and Ethan dancing, he goes dancing too. One day, Ethan finds him laying in the stables in a lot of pain. They called the vet to put him to sleep. When saying his goodbyes, Ethan tells him one thing: "You've been a very good boy, and when you come back, I want you to protect CJ." When the vet puts the needle in, the pain is gone and Bailey has a new task now. He wakes up as a little puppy with 6 more brothers and sisters. Now he is a girl named Molly. One day, the last puppy left, her favorite brother is being taken away by a boy. With him, there is a girl. And Molly is intrigued by this girl. This is CJ. Molly runs down the stairs and jumps right into her. She gives her a lot of kisses, and CJ decides to take her home even though her mom doesn't like dogs. They enter the house and Gloria doesn't see the puppy. CJ takes Molly into her room where she starts chewing on everything and pees on the bed. Gloria enters, but again doesn't see the dog. But she informs the child that she is on a date tonight and CJ will have to have dinner alone. Again. In the evening, CJ calls the lady they got the dogs from and pretends that it's her mom calling. She says she agrees that they keep the dog. The next day, Trent and CJ go outside with the dogs. They play, teach them tricks, and are happy. When CJ goes to school, she keeps the puppy in the basement. But another night, when her mother leaves CJ alone, there is a storm. The kid gets scared by the thunders. But now she is not alone. The next morning, Gloria suggests she make breakfast, but Molly shows herself from below the blanket. At the same time, in the room enters the mother's new boyfriend. He says hello and says he loves dogs. That avoids Gloria making a scandal about the dog. But when CJ and Molly return from the walk, she is waiting outside, drinking. She confronts her daughter and tells her she cannot have a dog. But CJ insists she is keeping Molly. Because a mother is not supposed to leave an 11-year-old home alone almost every night, even during thunderstorms. She now has a friend who protects her, and her mother didn't even notice. Gloria can't respond and barely says that the dog needs a bath. CJ shows Molly her new bracelet, which has 2 pendants, one in the form of a guitar and the other in the form of a dog. CJ's 2 most favorite things. Time passes, and CJ is all grown up. She goes out with Molly and they meet Trent and Rocky. They are good friends. Trent asks about her father, and CJ shares with him that because he died before she was born, the only thing she knows about him is that his parents, who live in the country, have tried to steal the money from the insurance that was for her college. That's what her mother told her. One night, going to the shop, CJ meets a boy. Shane, who Molly is very suspicious of. They start seeing each other, and one day, when they meet Trent, Shane humiliates him in front of CJ. But she goes with Shane. He takes her to a party where she feels out of place. He tells her to drink some beer and goes to give some stuff to other people. Instantly, everybody starts moving around and leaving, but until CJ understands what's going on, a policewoman is standing next to her. The police take her and separate her from Molly. The dog is taken to a shelter and is very worried about CJ. But here comes Trent and brings her back to CJ. She shares with Trent that she is sorry that she made such a mistake. She is now assigned to community service at a program that trains dogs to detect cancer. Because dogs have a very developed sense of smell, they are being trained to tell the difference between a healthy person and a person who has cancer, and this way help the doctors discover patients early and better be able to help them. CJ is excited, but actually her job is to clean the dogs' cages. They go there every day and eventually, Molly gets what the other dogs are doing. She understands that they smell a scent, stand with their paws crossed, and are given a treat. And she does the same thing when she also discovers the smell. CJ is surprised, the trainer is too, and she gives Molly a treat. She also wants to train Molly. One afternoon, when CJ is studying and listening to music, the bell rings, but she can't hear it. The dog rushes to see who is it. Gloria opens the door and there are Ethan and Hannah. They have come to see their granddaughter and show her some things they've found from her dad, but for Gloria, this is an unpleasant surprise. She even calls it an ambush. Ethan and Hannah are trying to make her change her mind and start over, but without success. Molly has shown up and is doing things that Bailey used to do, just to show Ethan that she is Bailey. He pays attention to the dog and clearly understands the message. Molly even tries to make CJ come downstairs, but she doesn't understand. Finally, an angry Gloria says that she and CJ don't want to see them and slams the door. The poor grandparents have to go. Ethan says goodbye to Molly and tells her to keep looking after CJ. CJ and Molly are in the center doing their work when Shane shows up. He is angry because CJ didn't answer his calls. Then he attacks her, and Molly bites him. The girls run away, but he swears he will kill the dog one day. In the evening, when CJ goes home, she finds her mother very drunk. Her boyfriend has left her. CJ tells her that a boy just attacked her, but Gloria assumes she must have provoked him. That reaction from her mother disappoints the girl, and she says she is taking the insurance money, which is her inheritance from her father, and she is leaving the house. But Gloria finally tells her the truth, the money is gone. She has spent it on the house, car, and used it to take care of CJ. The girl is even more disappointed, because she now knows how her mother bought expensive designer clothes and went on vacations. She takes the car and leaves with her dog. But unfortunately, on the road, Shane drives behind her. CJ tries to escape him, but he continues to chase her. They drive faster, and eventually he pushes CJ's car. She is scared, tries to get away from him, and in the end, she hits the car against a concrete block. The car turns upside down, Shane passes beside her and just leaves her there. CJ is not hurt, but Molly. She is calm because she hears the sound of CJ's bracelet and knows she is beside her. Molly can't move and remembers her life at the farm when she was Bailey. She doesn't want to go, because CJ still needs her, and her task is to protect her, but there is no way and Molly passes away. After a little while, she wakes up as a newborn puppy with brothers and sisters next to her. This time she is a boy and grows to be a big one. His name is Big Dog and he is now living with a man named Joe, who has a store near the road, where he feeds Big Dog delicious treats. One day, the dog hears a familiar sound. He sniffs a little and soon reaches a person who entered the shop. And it's CJ. Big Dog is very excited that he found her and thinks she recognizes him and they will finally be together, but no, CJ doesn't have the slightest idea that this is Molly. She buys a lottery ticket and wins $50. Apparently, Big Dog must be a lucky charm for her. But CJ hops in her car and leaves. The dog walks and walks after the car until Joe reaches him with his truck and takes him home. Big Dog is disappointed, but has no choice and lives with Joe until his final day. After that, he wakes up again as a baby dog with brothers and sisters. This time he is a small dog named Max. He is in a shelter, looking for a home. Max remembers his task to protect CJ very clearly, and he growls and bites anybody that is not CJ. Just before he is taken back to the shelter, Max hears the familiar sound of CJ's bracelet. He bites the lady, who tries to put a leash on him, and runs away to where the sound comes from. He searches and searches, sees CJ and follows her, and finally reaches her when she is in the elevator on her way home. She smiles when she sees him. But his leash is left outside when the elevator closes. With trembling hands, she succeeds and hugs him. Then she sees on his clothes that he escaped from the animal shelter and goes there to return him. There, the lady is surprised that Max hasn't bitten her already, and it looks like he chose CJ. She also informs her that if Max doesn't find a home today, he will be put down the next day. So, CJ has no other choice but to take him, although her boyfriend has another dog at home. Her boyfriend, Barry, agrees that his dog, Duke, needs a playmate and encourages CJ by telling her that playing music for 2 dogs is better than for 1 dog. CJ works as a dog walker. They were coming home from the walk, and surprisingly, Max rushes out of the elevator because he sniffs a familiar smell. CJ runs after him with the other dogs until Max stops in front of a door and starts scratching it. The door eventually opens, and it's Trent, CJ's childhood friend. Trent just moved in there and they sit in the empty apartment talking. Max sees how CJ laughs with Trent as opposed to when talking to Barry. Trent offers to take them on a double date when his girlfriend arrives. CJ agrees, but when she leaves, she seems sad. Max assumes she likes being with Trent and is now determined to get rid of Barry. He started peeing on him, chewing his shoes and leaving poop where he would step on it. Barry and CJ have an argument about it. She may have no money and nowhere to live, but she leaves him. CJ and Max start moving around, searching for a place to sleep every night. Max wonders why, now that Barry is not a problem, they can't go to Trent. Until one day, they meet him with his girlfriend. It seems like CJ has been avoiding him and not answering his messages because she was ashamed of how things turned out for her. Then, when he asks if she is okay, she starts crying. Eventually, they invite her to stay in their apartment. But Trent's girlfriend is starting to be jealous and CJ feels like getting Trent into trouble. Trent constantly feels tired and exhausted and needs to sit down and rest. One evening, while they are talking, Max sniffs a familiar smell from Trent. He sits in front of him like a dog being trained to sniff cancer. That's what Max remembers from when he was Molly. When CJ sees that, he asks Trent to go see a doctor. When the tests are ready, Trent brings the bad news. The doctors say he has cancer. It's good because they discovered it at an early stage, but he has to do chemo and go to the hospital. His girlfriend immediately says she hates hospitals and tells him to not expect that she is going to be with him. Trent answers that she'd better not get cancer then. It was a joke, but the girl played insulted and left. CJ stays by his side and encourages him that everything is going to be okay. She is with him all the way. Through chemo, recovery, until the doctor calls Trent one day to tell him he is cancer-free. Now CJ has got a difficult time. She has to meet her mother, who is coming to see her. Gloria says she has been sober for 9 months now and she came to apologize to CJ for not being a good mother. She is sorry and wishes to be a part of her daughter's life. CJ says she doesn't know if she can. Then Gloria gives her some letters her father wrote to Gloria when she was pregnant with CJ. What she wants is forgiveness. CJ reads the letter from her father, and that inspires her songwriting. She finally gathers the courage to perform in front of an audience. Trent is by her side to support her and he is very proud of her. He really likes a song that is about her grandparents' farm and asks CJ whether she has even been there. Been there as a baby, but through her father's letters, CJ felt like remembering it. And Trent proposes a road trip as a gift to her and Max for being there for him while he was fighting cancer. They are heading to Michigan. Max is very surprised by the familiar smells and can't believe it. They are at Ethan and Hannah's farm. He rushes up the stairs and starts scratching at the door. Ethan shows up, and he is amused to see a sweet little doggy barking at him. While he and Hannah are wondering where this cutie came from, CJ and Trent approach them, with CJ asking if Hannah is her grandma. Hannah is very surprised and so happy. She hugs her granddaughter. She had wished to see her for such a long time. Ethan asks about the dog, and CJ says it's her dog, Max, who is not very friendly to strangers. They are very surprised when Max starts giving kisses to Ethan. In the house, they are looking at old photo albums and talking. Ethan goes to take more albums and says to CJ, "Take Bailey." She corrects him, saying his name is Max. but Ethan laughs and says his real name is Bailey, addressing him as boss dog, and the dog answers with a bark. Hannah explains that Bailey was Ethan's first dog when he was a kid, and he thinks that later Bailey came as a different dog that brought them back together after a very long time. Now Ethan accepts that Max is Bailey, and he brings their granddaughter to them. CJ and Trent are looking puzzled, and Ethan says they do not know everything about this dog. He gets the old football and calls for Bailey to come outside. Max follows him and so does CJ. Ethan shows her the old trick they used to do with Bailey. CJ can't believe her eyes, but she starts to put everything together. Ethan tells her that when Bailey died, he told him to find CJ and protect her, and that's what he did. CJ rushes to find Trent and tells him Max was Molly. And before that, he was probably Big Dog that helped her win $50 in the lottery, and before that, he was Ethan's dog, Bailey. He brought them together and found out that Trent had cancer, thus saving his life so that they could be together. As impossible as that may sound, it is true. They then kiss, admitting they love each other. Months later, Trent and CJ are living at the farm and are expecting a baby. When the little one is born, even Gloria starts coming to visit them. Their life is happy, but eventually Ethan passes away. His beloved dog is with him at this moment, for Ethan has been with him many times when Bailey had to leave. When his time comes again, CJ will be with Max. He is saying goodbye, but is not sad. He lived happily and had shown the people who loved him how much he loved them too. Loving people was his purpose, and now loving them forever is his reward. He was a good dog. A boss dog. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more awesome content. Stay safe and see you on the next one.